Have you ever had the feeling that, in the blink of an eye, everything around you seems just a bit different, as if the world has shifted without you even noticing? Perhaps it's a slight change in how something looks, a feeling of unfamiliarity in a familiar place, or even an inexplicable sense that something intangible has moved. What if these changes aren't just coincidences or tricks of perception? What if they're subtle signs that you've transitioned into a different version of reality, one of many that exist simultaneously? Parallel realities aren't just the stuff of science fiction. They are a fascinating concept explored in quantum physics, suggesting the possibility of infinite versions of reality coexisting at the same time. But the intriguing part is this: these alternate realities may not be as distant or abstract as we think. Instead, they might influence our lives directly, more than we've ever imagined. Every decision you make, every thought you think, and every emotion you feel could create an imperceptible shift, a tiny movement that aligns you with a new version of yourself and the world around you. Often, these shifts are so subtle they escape our notice. But sometimes, they can be profound enough to challenge everything you believe about reality. The nature of reality. To understand the idea of parallel realities, we first need to rethink how we perceive the present moment. Reality isn't fixed, it's fluid, constantly shifting and evolving. The version of yourself that exists right now might not be the same as the version that existed a minute ago. It is within this continuous flow of change that lies the power of transformation. A simple shift in your perception, your attitude, or your decisions can change the entire trajectory of your life. These changes don't just happen externally, they begin internally, within your consciousness. The way you perceive and interact with the world has a direct influence on the version of reality you align with. So, how do these shifts manifest in your daily life? How can you recognize the signs that you've moved into a new reality? That's what we'll explore today. By the end of this journey, you'll have a deeper understanding of how subtle changes shape your reality and how you can harness this understanding to align with your true potential. Recognizing the signs. Let's start with the small, almost imperceptible signs that you may have transitioned into a parallel reality. Have you ever noticed something slightly out of place? An object that isn't where you thought you left it? A subtle change in your surroundings? Or an unexplainable feeling that something is different? These small moments of discontinuity might be signs of a shift. Consider this. You're absolutely certain you left your keys on the kitchen counter. Yet, when you look for them, they're on the table instead. You might brush this off as forgetfulness, but what if it's something more? What if this seemingly minor discrepancy is a sign that you've moved into a new version of reality, one where the small details differ ever so slightly from the reality you remember? Even feelings of déjà vu, those eerie moments when you're convinced you've lived a certain experience before, could hint at these shifts. Perhaps in that moment, you're accessing memories from another version of reality, one that overlaps with your current experience. The fluidity of the past. Now, let's consider the past. Have you ever revisited a memory only to find it doesn't feel as clear or accurate as you once thought? Maybe details you were certain about now seem different, or an event you remember vividly feels hazy or altered. This phenomenon, sometimes referred to as the Mandela effect, can be unsettling. Large groups of people often share these altered memories, such as collectively misremembering historical events or cultural details. But this isn't just a psychological quirk. Quantum physics and neuroscience suggest that our memories are dynamic, constantly reconstructed based on our current state of consciousness. If your present reality has shifted, it makes sense that your memories might also adjust to align with this new version of reality. This understanding is liberating. It means that your past doesn't have to define you. Just as reality is flexible, so is your perception of your personal history. Painful memories, regrets, and limiting narratives can be reinterpreted, allowing you to move forward without being held back by a rigid view of the past. Quantum shifts in action. While many shifts between realities are subtle, there are moments when they feel dramatic, almost like breaks in continuity. These moments can occur during times of high stress, emotional intensity, or life-threatening situations. Imagine narrowly avoiding a car accident or making a last-minute decision that seems to change everything. These moments might leave you with a sense of disbelief, or even a feeling that time itself has slowed down. Could it be that, in these heightened states, your consciousness has transitioned to a reality where the outcome is different? For example, in one version of reality, the accident occurred, but in another, you swerved just in time to avoid it. These abrupt shifts challenge our understanding of how linear reality is supposed to be. They remind us that reality may be more fluid and malleable than we assume. Becoming the creator of your reality. Now that you recognize these subtle and not-so-subtle signs of shifting realities, an important question arises. What can you do with this knowledge? The answer is simple but profound. You can take control of your reality. By becoming more aware of these transitions, you can begin to consciously shape the path you're on. The key to doing this lies in the present moment. The now is where your power resides. It's the point of convergence for all possibilities. When you focus your thoughts, emotions, and actions in the present, you align yourself with the reality you desire. Practical tools for shaping your reality. One of the most powerful tools for consciously influencing your reality is visualization. When you vividly imagine the ideal version of yourself and your life, you create a mental blueprint that begins to guide your actions and behaviors. Neuroscience shows that visualization helps form new neural pathways, making the desired version of yourself more accessible and real. But visualization alone isn't enough. To truly shift into your desired reality, you need to take consistent, intentional actions. These actions don't have to be grand gestures. Small, meaningful steps, like adopting healthier habits, setting clear goals, or practicing mindfulness, can accumulate over time, creating tangible changes in your reality. Equally important is your emotional state. Emotions act as a compass, guiding you toward or away from the reality you want to create. When you're in alignment with your desired reality, you'll notice that things seem to flow more easily. Pay attention to how you feel and use your emotions as a tool to recalibrate when needed. Embracing the process of transformation. Finally, it's important to remember that life is a continuous process of transformation. The version of you that existed a year ago is not the same as the version that exists today. Similarly, the version of you a year from now will be shaped by the choices you make in this moment. Each transition, no matter how small, is a step toward a new reality. By becoming more aware of these changes, you can align them with your goals and desires. Instead of resisting change or fearing moments of discontinuity, embrace them as opportunities for growth. These shifts are natural, and they're an integral part of the journey toward your true potential. Reality is not something that happens to you. It's something you actively create. With every thought, emotion, and decision, you're shaping the world around you. When you understand this, you unlock the power to align with the highest version of yourself and the reality you truly desire. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this message resonated with you, please like and subscribe to the channel, share this video with others, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your experiences and reflections on the idea of parallel realities. Take care, and I'll see you soon.